Thank you, everyone. So this concludes the awards portion of today's program. So let us take a moment to congratulate again these graduates for their outstanding achievements. And now I am pleased to welcome Riki Nishimura, who is MAUD 03 graduate of the school and co-president, along with Nina Chase, of the GSD's Alumni Council. Riki is based in San Francisco, where he's a principal at Populous and very active as a member of the ULI, receiving their 40 Under 40 award in 2016. Thank you, Riki.
Well, it's always really gratifying to be back here at the GSD. And thank you again, Sarah. Good afternoon, family, friends, faculty, staff, alumni, and members of the class of 2023. You've achieved yet another milestone, so please give yourself a round of applause. So my name is Riki Nishimura. I'm a proud alumnus of the Graduate School of Design. I'm the co-chair of the GSD Alumni Council, an appointed director of the Harvard Alumni Association, and an architect and principal at Populous, a global design firm that creates environments that bring people together. I graduated from the GSD precisely 20 years ago with my Master's of Architecture and Urban Design, and ever since I've attended the GSD, it's been a part of my aspect of my life and will continue to always be. My goal today is to provide you with a perspective on becoming a Harvard GSD alumnus. Today, through a couple of connected stories, which all made sense to me in hindsight, my hope is that you'll realize that although your current chapter as a student at the GSD is coming to closure, an entirely new GSD chapter awaits, and it's about to blossom as your lives and careers bridge beyond the Harvard campus. You'll soon be joining a robust community of 15,000 GSD alumni and over 400,000 Harvard alumni globally. This means that you can maintain connections with Harvard and the GSD through various activities, events, knowledge sharing, mentorship, and career advancement. To help facilitate this, the GSD alumni's primary representative body is the Alumni Council. The 50 council members of distinguished practitioners and academics span a wide array of degree programs, fields, demographics, and regions. The mission of the council is to provide connection, support, and stewardship of its worldwide alumni network and its work as a foundational pillar of the GSD. Through unique programs, partnerships, partnerships, and events, the council works to engage and connect the GSD's alumni, current students, and the larger Harvard community. I hope you will engage members of the council in whichever city you end up in, and in the future, one day, be nominated and contribute back to the school as a member of the council. In the fall of 2022, the council introduced a framework to help structure our council initiatives. We call it Always GSD, Designing Our Future, Connect, Bridge, and Amplify. As soon-to-be alumni, I urge you to embrace the themes and principles of Connect, Bridge, and Amplify to help you navigate this new GSD alumni chapter. So let's begin with Connect. Connectivity is the heart of what we do as designers, connecting ideas, people, experiences, and communities. As a student of the GSD, you've already started to connect. My first story is about how memorable experiences lead to lifelong relationships and connections. So some of my most memorable GSD experiences as a student exemplified the value of what it means to connect and to be a part of the GSD community. You know, I loved sitting in the trays with my friends and classmates way past midnight. And I think these days, I think Dean Whiting doesn't condone those things anymore. But together, we would spend hours bantering about a wide range of topics from our studio projects, urbanism, design strategies, philosophy, history, space travel, you name it. Hours later, we gravitate to the vending machine on the 5th floor for some cheeseburgers. Yes, that was the highlight of student life. Sustainability was not yet a buzzword, so vending machine burgers were still allowed. We were convinced that our snacks were responsible for most of our deep thoughts and greatest ideas. But through these activities, we built these really strong, special bonds and connections with each other that still live after we've left the campus. It's uplifting that my GSD friends are doing such meaningful work today, and I collaborate with them now as consultants on projects. Some of them are clients, both in the public and private sectors. But whenever we do get together, it's as if we've never been apart. Our laughter and banter continues where we've left off. So please look around at your graduating class. Cherish this moment and remember each other, because over the course of your career, you may be collaborating with one of them or many of them. So strive and continue the engagements, strengthen the connections you've already started and created. It's just the beginning, because soon they'll be a part of your Harvard GSD alumni community. The second principle is bridge. It symbolizes linking, traversing gaps, bringing together different perspectives and worlds, and sometimes reaching out to the unknown to find unity. As designers, we'll encounter many bridges, whether we're bridging communities, cultures, geographies, or ambitions. My next story is about bridging to seek opportunities and provide opportunities. In 2001, while I was at the GSD, Rem Koolhaas, professor of architecture and urban design, completed a master plan study of the development potential in Alston, Harvard's holdings in Alston. I was intrigued by this study. The Harvard bridges, the Harvard campus bridges across the Charles River, Cambridge to Alston. And I was always thinking, can a beautiful postcard image of the Charles River be perceived both as a connector and a divider of the Harvard campus? So without getting into too much detail, REM's strategy was to physically connect Cambridge to Alston by landfilling a portion of the Charles River and develop various institutional and community buildings, and to continue the new Charles River connection to the south of Alston. I'm sure he came out with that sometime way past midnight. In my second year at the GSD, I had the privilege of living in Harvard housing. In Josep, Lluís, Sert, Peabody Terrace. As many of you know, he was the dean of the GSD in the mid-50s and 60s. My apartment was in building number 2, second floor from the top. I had this magnificent view of from the south. I saw HBS, the Anderson and Weeks Bridge, and also the Charles River. And it was a postcard view, 4 seasons of the year. But while looking at this picture-perfect view, it dawned on me, way past midnight, could there be other design strategies behind developing Harvard Alston without filling the river? So I thought to myself, how do I get involved? Following a trail of advice from alumni, it finally led me to the office of the Harvard Planning and Alston Initiative, where the planning effort was led by a GSD alum. Lo and behold, I started working there beginning midsummer after graduation. It was a bridge to my first job after the GSD and a gratifying opportunity. After a couple of months of studies and alternative concepts, we were ready to finally present the conceptual master plan to the Harvard president at that time. My boss at that time believed strongly in mentorship and giving opportunities, and she encouraged me to present the conceptual master plan. The presentation day arrived, and we were in the president's office in Mass Hall. You can imagine how pretty nervous I was, and I delivered the presentation. At the end of the presentation, it was dead silent. And even though seconds had only passed, to me it felt like a couple of minutes. Then the president responded with a 4-letter word, and it echoed in my head, and I was thinking, did I hear that right? Did he just say cool? Finally, there was a sign of relief from all of us in the room. So be proactive in seeking and creating opportunities rather than waiting for them. Utilize the extraordinary resources that your alumni network when you seek help or advice. In my case, it was these relationships that built the other half of my opportunity bridge. GSD alums worldwide are often receptive to a call or a coffee meetup. So as you move forward in your career, remember the help that you've received from this community and be ready to offer the same support to future GSD grads through mentorship, engagement, hiring, and shared learning. And finally, the third principle is Amplify. As designers, we understand how important it is to communicate and amplify our designs, messages, ideas, and stories. You've all done incredible work here at the GSD, and that important work will continue. So we want to hear from you, and from you to share your future work and activities with the broader alumni community and beyond. The Alumni Council has established multiple platforms to do this, from our LinkedIn to our Instagram, to GSD's Alumni and Friends page, where you can share news, stories, and receive updates, see calendars of upcoming alumni events, and additional alumni resources. Consistent engagement is key. Amplify your participation by engaging actively. Attend alumni events locally, regionally, globally. Host an event or a gathering in your city. or contribute to the council initiatives. Share your knowledge and expertise and provide mentorship. So regarding upcoming events, if you happen to be in my city of San Francisco next month for the AIA 2023 conference, the GSD is hosting an alumni reception, and we already have 200 alumni registered. So our community will now grow by roughly 470 of you from 58 countries, adding passionate, dedicated, courageous, and talented leaders in design, research, and scholarship to continue and to make a resilient, just, and beautiful world. This is the power of the GSD alumni community. So lastly, always remember these 4 words. Once GSD, always GSD. Congratulations, class of 2023, and I welcome you to the Harvard Alumni Community.